my beautiful co-creators. I'm so sorry it's so windy outside, but it's so beautiful, so I wanted to make a video out here. Oops, I'm breaking out. Who cares? Anyways, today I wanted to talk about law of nothingness. I know that sounds crazy. You would think like nothingness, what does that mean, you know? Like for example, like today I tried to think of something to talk about, but like there's really absolutely nothing in my mind. Like it's empty, like it's really, there's not much there. So I don't want to go out of my way and create something to talk about. Of course I can create it because that's the whole thing. It's about us creating what we want into our reality. But you know, I've had a very, very intriguing, very interesting weekend where it allowed my mind to just quiet down, and I'm still in the ecstasy of that, where my mind is just quiet, like it doesn't really want to talk about anything, you know. So instead of forcing the issue, I just thought, why not? I just not talk about anything. And I think that's okay too, because sometimes, you know, when we make a certain commitment, we feel like we have to do it. I think we could do whatever we want, but just put our own creative touch to it, and still commit to what we still stay true to ourselves and the commitments that we've made to ourselves or to anybody else for that matter. And that's what I'm doing. I'm sticking to my commitment, but I have to be really, really honest. I mean, my God, like I'm just going with the flow. I'm going with the flow. Just a few days ago, somebody said, oh my God, what happened? I saw you crying on the video. I said, I wasn't crying. It wasn't a cry of a sadness. It was joy. I was in joy. I was in love with my parents in that moment. And I knew I was going to be home like really late, like 11 o'clock or something, and I wasn't going to have a chance to make my video. So I just thought, you know, since I live in the moment, why not make the video and just talk about my experience that I was experiencing. And in that moment, I had so much love, gratitude, forgiveness of whether something was done or wasn't done. That was even irrelevant. But you know, the journey that I had just went through, maybe like 5 minutes prior to that, you know, I was still in the ecstasy of just loving my mom and dad. And so sometimes that joy comes in tears, and so that's what I did. I wasn't crying because I was hurt. I was crying because that was where tears of joy, like I was in bliss in that moment, and that's what I expressed. So people were just like kind of coming up to me saying, are you okay, what happened? But you know, you really gotta listen to the message, the essence of what I was trying to say. So that's what that was about. But today, you know, I'm feeling very tranquil, very peaceful, and there's, you know, I thought about what can I talk about. There's really nothing in my mind. So today's video is about nothing, and my message to you is, once in a while, you know, like it's okay to say absolutely nothing. You know, if somebody asks you something and you don't know what to say, it's okay, absolutely okay to feel absolutely nothing. There's nothing wrong with having that void in here. That's actually, you know, you're in a bliss of that nothingness, and that's where we like to be most of the time. You're shutting off the chatter in your mind and just you're connecting with the heart. When you're peaceful and you have nothing to say, you're really in your heart center, and that's a beautiful place to be in. But yes, so today's, I just don't really have much to say, and I think that's about it. I think that's good because I talk too much sometimes. So nothingness, I like to be in that space. Anyways, God bless everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.